Hey guys, and welcome to the Ultimate Guide to Recovery for the CrossFit Open 2016. I'm Dr. Claudia Challoner with Movement RX, and this is my colleague Ray Regno. What's going on there, Ray?
Butt's locked up.
All right, so Ray just did the workout this morning. 16.1 crushed his glutes. So we're going to be talking about a couple of different soft tissue things that you can work on, some different areas for that recovery. We're also going to be talking about a couple of different kind of mobilizations that we can work on to help with decreasing tension in the low back, opening up the shoulders after you've had a lot of chest to bar pull-ups and a lot of those overhead walking lunges. All right guys, this is going to be the 90-90 breathing technique. This is also a really good one to do before your workout if you guys haven't done a 16.1 yet. But this is going to be great to do after your workout to get your body in a good position, let it relax, working on some breathing. So we've got a foam roller in between his knees here. He's just giving a little gentle squeeze into the foam roller. Doesn't have to be anything crazy contraction where you're getting a cramp or anything. We have a 90-90 position with his knees and his hips. He's going to take his heels and draw them down towards the floor. So we're activating a little bit of hamstrings. He is not pushing his feet into the wall, okay? Just a little bit of draw down with the heels activating some of the hamstrings. He's going to tuck his pelvis under. That's going to flatten his back onto the floor. Little bit of glute activation. So think about $100 bill in your crack. No one's going to take that thing, okay? All right, so now his head's in a good position. If some of you guys have really tight thoracic spines, your neck might be in an extended position, so you might just need to grab an ab mat to put underneath your head. So what he's going to do now is he's going to keep all of this active, a little bit of glute, a little bit of hamstring, and he's going to take a nice deep breath in through his nose and then breathe it out through his mouth. When he breathes out, he's thinking about tucking these ribs down and activating his obliques. Deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. So we're going to work on a couple of sets of 5 breaths. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, holding for 3 to 5 seconds after each exhale before you take your next inhale. Okay? This will be a really nice one to kind of relax your system. All right guys, for this next one, your lats may or may not be sore. I'm going to say they probably are going to be after those chest to bar pull-ups. So we're going to have a opener stretch for our lats connecting into our low back, okay? We got to remember those lats connected to that thoracodorsal fascia into the pelvis. So if we are in an extended position, we're actually not fully efficiently stretching those lats, okay? So that's why we're going to, in this position, we're going to tuck under that pelvis a little bit, rounding that lower back. He's going to grab a hold of the rig, doorway, whatever you have around, just above his head there. He's going to ensure that he has external rotation in his shoulder, so armpit forward, none of this, armpit forward, all right? Now he's going to take a deep breath in through his nose and out through his mouth, thinking about breathing through that back, expanding from the inside out, really feeling a nice stretch down and through that lat, maybe even a little bit into the back of that shoulder. You can also work on a little bit of rotation towards that arm. So rotating your torso just a little bit towards that arm that's up. That might get you a little bit more stretch into that low back there. All right, so I'd work on 10 breaths on each arm. The other variation of this is going into a deep squat, holding the rig or doorway, whatever you have around, above your head. And again, we're breathing through that low back. We're thinking about tucking under. Again, this is not how we want people to squat, not saying that at all, but we're just trying to mobilize this full fascial line in the back here, okay? So 10 breaths in that deep squat position. So for this next one, this has been termed the Bretzel. This is going to be a really nice stretch for your quads, which are going to be sore from those lunges, as well as low back and into the front part of your shoulder. Okay, so you're going to grab a foam roller. This top leg is going to go on top of the foam roller in a 90-degree position, okay? So we're pressing that knee into the foam roller there, so don't let it come up as you rotate around. He's going to grab a hold of his foot, try to grab with palm facing up. That's going to help open up this front part of your shoulder a little bit more. We're creating a straight line from knee all the way up to the head, okay? And then he's gonna work on driving the shoulder back, working on his breath there. So I'm just gonna do a little correction, bringing that up. So Ray's neck is not in the most optimal position here, so we would just grab a foam roller or ab mat, whatever you have around, and just placing it under his head there. And work on 10 breaths on each side, driving the shoulder down towards the floor. This next technique is going to be more for an activation. Motion is lotion. We're trying to get your body moving after you've done a high volume workout for 20 minutes. So we're going to get into an overhead squat position or a snatch grip position. We're going to face the palms up towards the ceiling. Fingertips are facing out. So this is going to encourage that external rotation, that armpit forward with our overhead. And then from here, maintaining that position, we can work on doing some overhead squats, maintaining a neutral core position, no overextension, no rib flare. Good. And then we can even work on this position and doing some SOTS presses. Good. And these might be a little bit more challenging for some of you, so another variation is going into a split squat, working on that same overhead position. This will be nice for those quads and hip flexors if they're lit up from the lunges. Neutral spinal position, rib cages down, and then working from behind the neck presses from there. Pressing up, keeping that external rotation at your shoulders, armpits forward. Great. All right, so a lot of you guys are already familiar with a lot of the mashing techniques with the lacrosse ball or foam rolling and whatnot. So we're just gonna point out a couple of places that you might need to spend a little bit more time on after that workout. So if you don't know where you're sore, probably target these areas and you'll feel it. Okay, so we're gonna target pecs. Okay, you can do this by pushing into a rig or laying on the ground with a softball or a lacrosse ball. We're also going to target the lats, so working all the way down through this area, just off the shoulder blade, even a little bit up in behind the shoulder joint here. You can lay on your side on the lacrosse ball, double lacrosse ball, even the foam roller to target that area. The next one is going to be your quads. Okay, so full on, you can do foam rolling, you can do double lacrosse ball, single lacrosse ball, whatever you have around, but targeting a couple different places. Lateral side, working up. You can also target this inner part of your quad there. And last but not least is going to be the glutes, okay? So you're gonna put that ball right in there, have a seat on it. If the lacrosse ball is too much for you, then grab a foam roller and try to work those tissues out.
Traps too.
Oh yes,
traps
will be a great one too. So targeting up in here, leaning into the rig or doorway, great way to get those upper traps. All right guys, well have fun with it and check back in for 16.2 recovery. All right, one last thing before you go guys. We're gonna have a recovery class at CrossFit ATR in San Diego on Monday at 1 p.m. So if you guys need some one-on-one instructional time with some of these techniques, then come in and check the class out. All right, good luck guys, have fun.